All right. Testing, testing, testing. All right, so welcome to the Crypto Boss Angel channel. Let's look at the Fear and Greed Index right now. I'm going to look at that first, if I can find it. So, it's a great day today. It's the weekend. It's awesome. It's snowing for the first time, so I'm excited. We're getting our first snowfall of the year right now in northern Iowa, so it's pretty fun. I love the snow. Right now, though, Bitcoin and the crypto market is in greed. We're at 65 and the Fear Greed Index. It goes all the way from 0 to 100. So right now, I'm not super worried about it, but it's like a time to start being cautious because we're not quite in the bull run yet. So I'd be cautious right now about going long. But I still might be going long myself this weekend or into next week. I made a quick TikTok video about this about half hour ago, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And when I mean a little bit, I mean right now. So right now, if we look at Bitcoin, let me flip the camera for the people on TikTok so they can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Also, I do want to talk about one more thing that I'm doing. So I have two yellow lines here. One is a thin yellow line. That's a traditional 200-day moving average. And then this one is the 200-day moving average that I trade with, which is called the smooth moving average. The difference is that the smooth moving averages uses price action ever since the token came out, whereas the 200-day moving average only uses price action from the last 200 days. So they're slightly different, but I think most people trade with the traditional one, but the smooth one gives you better idea. Like, it's more of a trend analysis, so you can easier trade breakouts and stuff like that, or breakdowns in the price. But right now, Bitcoin, this is what I'm seeing. You had this massive flag pull up, and now you're having it flag out right now here on the 90-minute chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart still looks good to me, and I'm projecting these breakouts about 70% of the time. A measure move to around $40,300, and you have resistance at $37,160. So that is what I'm looking at. You also have resistance at $36,000 or $35,900 if you want to be conservative, which was a resistance of your last breakout last week. So $35,900 and $37,160 is your resistances, and then $39,500 is resistance, and then your measure move is $40,300. We'll see what happens, but right now that's what I'm looking for, is a possible move to the upside here into next month of November. So November looks like it could be a bullish month. Now, I would say this move is negated if Bitcoin loses we'll say $30,300. If you want to be safe, you can call 30,200 because that was you had to move down the other day down to about $33,200 was your move down. So if you lose that zone again, that would mean you're probably going to break at least down to 32.4, and then below that, I'd be looking for a massive dump back to about 30,500, 30,600. So that's what I'm looking at for right now. I do believe Bitcoin will move to the upside here sometime in November. I believe it'll be the first week of November when you start to get the breakout. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to hit $40,300 immediately. It could take a week or two, but that's what I'm looking for. It is on the 4-hour chart, so I would assume it would break out sooner than later. I don't think it's going to take all month to happen, but we'll see what happens. I'm predicting, though, a $40,000 Bitcoin by the end of November, probably much sooner. We'll see what happens, though, and unless we lose the level of 33.3, I would say it's more likely we see 40K. If you lose 33,300, then I would be looking for a move closer to 30,000. So that's my analysis on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin wants to play along and move to the upside, altcoins will rip. And I guess let's keep it simple. Big resistance at 38,000. Yeah, I see resistance at 35,900, which was your move to the upside of about 5 days ago, whenever it happened. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. We're live on YouTube, so go check that out as well. We have a Telegram channel, Crypto Boss Andrew, so feel free to check that out. Link to join that is in the description below. But if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. Usually I go live at 7 p.m. Central Time on Saturdays and Mondays, but I have something going on later today, so that's why I'm going live earlier. So that is kind of what's going on. I tried to trade this coin earlier. It's called Tipcoin. It didn't work out very well. I tried to go long here. It's kind of interesting. On the 15-minute chart, you have a fair value gap up here at 57, so you could pump to 57. But then you also have a fair value gap down here where you pumped earlier today around 48. So it's hard to say what's going to happen, although the higher time frames are getting overbought. I actually believe your probably top is in. We'll see what happens. But I believe the top is in for Tipcoin, at least the local top today. So that's also like a rounded top on the 15-minute chart, and this is on the 1 hour chart right now. That's a rounded top. So, and the RSI is curving down. Most likely 64 is your top for the day. So I should maybe actually enter a short based off this. But I'm waiting for you to get an entire 15-minute candle below this 200-day moving average. Technically, it's a smooth moving average. So I don't know if it closes an entire 15-minute candle below 53. I'd probably open up a short. But the 1 hour, yeah, well, even the 1 hour chart's overbought. The 4 hour chart is overbought. The 6 hour chart is it's quickly getting, anytime that the RSI goes straight up like that, you know it's not very bullish and it's going to put in a lower high. 99% of the time, that's what happens. Versus here, when it curves more slowly to the upside, that's just more bullish than if it just goes straight up that's like a 45-degree angle. So that it doesn't matter how quickly the RSI gets overbought. So anytime it's just like a straight line up, it's usually pretty bearish. I would look for Tipcoin to probably, I'm assuming 64 is probably even your high for the next few days based on the 6 hour chart. So I might take a short on this. I might take a short on this right now after the stream is over. So but yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin and Tipcoin. I want to look at one more coin. I'm going to go make a video on Jasmine right now because I haven't made a video on Jasmine in a while. So bear with me, and then I'll take request testing. Welcome to the CryptoBots Ninja channel. We're going to look at Jasmine coin right now. Jasmine coin right now, starting the weekly time frame. So this thing is down. If from a year ago today, it's down 90x. So if you put $1 in and then went back to the price it was a year ago today, you have $90. Now I'm not saying that I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's down in basically 99% from a year ago today. Weekly chart is ready for a move to the upside. I really don't think you can lose the level of 304, 0.00304 and have any chance of this surviving because the measured move to the downside was 14.3. I've been saying that now for a few months and you keep testing that level. The 3-day chart, weekly chart looks good, but the 3-day chart already is putting in a lower high unless you get above 396, so that doesn't look good to me on Jasmine. The daily chart's completely overbought and it's pinned now at the top of the channel. It's trying to cross that 21-day moving average right there on the daily chart. We'll see what can happen. Now the smaller time frames, the 4-hour chart would suggest 4-hour chart. If you don't break, that's almost a double top there at 38.1. So if you don't break 38.1, you're bearish. 4-hour chart has a little more steam, so we'll see what can happen. The 4-hour chart has to save you. The 1-hour chart would suggest, though, you're putting in a higher low. 1-hour chart would suggest you're going to start a slow grind to the upside, and your next resistance is 434. So 1-hour chart looks good. 4-hour chart, it looks all right. The 15-minute chart looks as good as the 1-hour chart. So 4-hour chart and below would have to save you, and if you want to be bullish, and you have to minimally, you would have to break, in my opinion, 38.1 and put in a higher high. You can't put in a double top, so you have to break, we'll say 38.2. You have to break 38.2 to be bullish at all on Jasmine. If you break 38.2, we can start talking about a bigger move to the upside. I'll put an alert at 38.2. If you don't break 38.2, I would be looking for a bigger move to the downside on Jasmine based on the daily chart and the 3-day chart. So weekly chart would suggest you can keep going up as well, but 3-day chart I think needs to come down a little bit before it keeps going up because it's completely overbought. So that's what I'm looking for, Jasmine. If you don't break 38.1, look for more downside back to 359. If you break 359, look for 309 as support, or 304 as support. If you lose that level, which is a long ways away, I suppose, then 14.3 is your next support. If you break out to the upside, 434 is the next target to the upside. Keep it simple. If you don't break 38.1, you can't see 43.4. If you guys enjoy this analysis, appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, share this video with friends. I'll see you guys in the next update. Alright. Feel like I talked really fast, but anyways, appreciate the follow, Steve. So let me see. We are going live at a different time than normal, but so also, guys, like I said, join the Telegram group. I'm trying to get that more active. Last bull run, it was very active, so I'm just trying to see if anyone said anything. Yeah, so if there's any requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at those coins. But with that being said, I'll just wrap Bitcoin up, I guess, one more time before I get out of here. I'll wait a few more minutes to see if there's another request, and if there's not, I will end the stream. But Bitcoin, let's go back to Bitcoin for those of you guys that are just joining. Right now, I'm looking for Bitcoin to make a move to $40,300 in the next week or two, basically, because it's on the 4-hour chart. Usually it takes about for these big moves to play out, probably takes a week or two to play out. Could go up much faster like we saw last week. It just doesn't happen very often. You'd have to get another big short squeeze, and that's just unlikely to happen again that fast. But if Bitcoin can hold a level of $33,300, I'm looking for a bigger move on Bitcoin to go to the upside. I know that's $800 lower, but again, this is a higher time frame trade or idea. So if Bitcoin breaks 33,300, I would be looking for a bigger move to the upside to at least 35,900, and then your next resistance is 37.2, and then above that 39.5. So it's not rocket science. Just keep it simple. If you break certain levels or hold certain levels, you can look for levels to the upside or downside. So that is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. The other trade I'm looking at right now is Tipcoin, a possible short. On the 15-minute chart, you had that's almost, actually now, I just saw this as well. That's a head and shoulders pattern on, well, maybe not. I don't know. It kind of is a head and shoulders, but either way, this doesn't look good. That's like a rounded top on the 15. It's making another rounded top on the smaller time frames, I bet. Yeah, it kind of is on the 5-minute time frame. So I would be looking for a bigger move to the downside on Tipcoin. I'm really looking for it to break 53 again for me to want to enter a short, but that's incoming very quickly. So I might take a short on this actually during this live stream. It looks like it wants to keep dumping. I think I'm going to do that actually. So I'll be right back. Give me about 30 seconds. I think I'm going to take a short on Tipcoin because it looks like it wants to keep dumping. So while Bitcoin is going sideways, I'm going to take this trade on Tip in a short to the downside. I'm only doing 2x leverage, so yeah. So my entry on this trade was 54.2. I just entered a short on this a little bit prematurely. We'll see if I get wrecked or not. It is kind of a high risk trade because you still have that fair value gap up there at 57, but this is what I'm looking for. I'm trading this on Mexc. If you break 53.3, you're also going to probably come down to the 21-day moving average, and then the 200-day moving average, the one that most people use, is all the way down there at 478. So I at least would probably see it coming down to 478 if you lose 53.3, which looks pretty likely at this point. We'll see what happens, though. Yeah, it's high risk trade, I suppose, but that's what I'm doing. That's the trade I'm in on Tip. You also have another fair value gap down here all the way down at 42. So there's a chance it really dumps down at 42 because it pumped really fast. It could dump really fast as well. So this is just my trade idea for the day. And then obviously that's my trade idea for the week on Bitcoin. So anyways, that's how I want to spell pumping. Yeah, that's how a lot of people do it. But all right, see ya, Southwest. We don't need you here. Anyways, all right. If there's a request for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and that would be great. By the way, I don't like negative people. I don't need negative people in my chat. I know there's not many people in my chat right now anyway, but I definitely don't need people like this anyway, so I would just... I'll make sure I block you after the stream's over because I don't need negative people in here. Anyways, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, is a bigger move to the upside up to $40,300 sometime in the month of November, probably sooner than later because it is only on the 4-hour chart. It's not like we're trading the daily time frame. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Let me see if there's requests for other altcoins and I will look at them. Otherwise, with that being said, that's kind of all I got. I gave you the trade on Tipcoin. We'll see if it's right or not. And honestly, if you want to have my stop loss on Tip would be about 58. Because that's above the fair value gap. So that's kind of a steep stop loss on even 2x leverage, but that's where my stop loss would be. So what's good to buy right now? Here's what I'm going to buy in this market, or at least I like Galfa. It's a gaming coin. It looks like also this is what I'm going to start buying a lot of. The other thing I buy a lot of would be Atom in this bear market, because Atom you can stake and make 30% APY, so I like that a lot. But this is one I would put my money in first, because I think it's going to give me bigger gains, and then when I make some big money on it, I could put the profits into Atom. This looks like it wants to pump to the upside. That's I would call that a bull pennant, and your measured move is 42. You're at 31 right now. It's a pretty small market cap coin. So I like the chances of this pumping to the upside, and I like what I'm looking at on this. It's a gaming coin. It's been really bullish. If you just look at the 4-hour chart and zoom out, ever since it came out, really on coin or on Mexc, it's just been pumping and making new highs and new all-time highs and new lows. I have this channel it's in right now, and it has been staying in it perfectly. So really, as of right now, if the price stays above 23, or you could say 22, as long as the price stays above 22, this thing is in a massive uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. Ever since, this thing has been a massive uptrend ever since the 5th of April. So you have April, but May, June, July, August, September, October. Half a year this thing has been in a massive uptrend. This thing started when it came out on Mexc at basically 5, and then you went up to 10, then you went up to 20, so that's a 4x, and now you're sitting at 30. So what is that? 30 divided by 5, that's a 6x in 6 months. And, not financial advice, but this thing looks bullish to me, and, I could see this continuing to the upside. So Galfa's one. I would also buy Atom because of the staking you can do with it. Those are really the only two altcoins I would buy. Another one, I guess, is, I guess Cardano is an altcoin. So those are the 3 I'd buy, but if I could only choose 2, it'd be Galfa and Atom, because Cardano will give you nice returns. I just don't think it's going to do as big of returns as, actually, Atom and Cardano might do the same percent returns, but the thing is you can't really stake Cardano like you can Atom, so the percent you can make with staking Atom is a lot more than you can with Cardano. So Atom and Galfa might be the only 2 altcoins I hold this next bull market, seriously. So that's not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. So I think it already has pumped a little bit. So if Bitcoin can hold the level of $30,300, I do see more upside on it. That's a key level of support that you had just from this Friday. That's a key level of support. You got a nice bounce off 30,200, 30,300. So if you hold that level, we'll call it 30,200. I'm looking for more upside in Bitcoin. It's also in a bull flag. So honestly, if you lose 33,300 or 33,200, I'll call it 33.2. If you lose that level, then I'm looking for a move back to 32.4 and probably eventually 30,000. But if you can hold 33,200, I'm looking for a move all the way. Possibly, I'm at least looking for a breakout at least to 35.9. So right now, I'm not looking for downside unless if this then that. But as of right now, if we stay above that level, I'm looking for 35.9. So I'm not looking for more downside Bitcoin right now. Maybe a few $100s, but like not $1,000 move. So you have to hold that level. That is key support right there at 33,200. The stock RSI right now has more upsides at 45 on the 4-hour chart. I like that. The higher time frames are bearish, right? The daily chart's overbought, so it is, a high risk idea to say it's going to keep pumping. Maybe the daily chart needs to reset first. If that were to happen, you probably are going back to 30K. But I like what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. And usually nothing good happens on the weekends, so I would rather see Bitcoin pump Monday or sometime next week before Friday while the stock market is open. Even better would be for it to pump during the day, the U.S. stock market open, or sometime while the stock market's open, so that way you don't have any gaps to the downside. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, is a possible move to 40,300 in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I'll say. So appreciate the follow. So if there's any requests, let me know. And otherwise, that's going to wrap things up. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. I'll be back live Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Have a great weekend. And it is beautiful out here. It's snowing. We probably have a dusting of snow now. First snowfall of the year. It's pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. But I will see you guys. And maybe I'll give you a prediction. So I predict Bitcoin will be at or above $34,200. I believe Bitcoin will be between 34,200 and 35,900. I know it's a big range, but that's I'm predicting Bitcoin will not be lower than where we are right now in the next live stream, and I'm also predicting it will be below 36K. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'm predicting right now. I believe Bitcoin is going to slowly but surely break out, especially towards the beginning of next week. So, which is in just about less than about 36 hours actually. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Until then, stay safe, have a great weekend, and yeah, that's all I got.